Welcome back, guys, and y'all asked for it. Today, we are comparing the 2017 L400 and the original L400 side by side out here on Stadium Super Truck. Now, if you want to actually go and replicate any of these challenges yourselves, you can actually find the Stadium Super Truck map on consoles by, of course, looking it up or sorting by maps, and you will find it that way. And you can also get both the original L400 and the 2017 L400 on all consoles as of the recording of this video. So let's go ahead and do a quick build on both of these trucks. Now, they're going to get sort of all-rounder setups, but I'm going to set them up fairly similarly. And I think for the purposes of this test, I mean, we're going all out here. We're going to go with the bulletproof engine setup. We're going to go with the fast transmission, and we are going to go with I'm probably going to go with the shorter lift, because the short lift, A, it's not all that short, and B, you can still raise it up with the active suspension, because this map does involve a lot of balance-related challenges, and you don't really want to be flopping over all the time like you would be with the large lift. The only way I would be using that is if I was on a dedicated mudding map, for example. So we're going to go with the short lift. And then as far as tires go, I am going to go with, or at least on this one, I am going to go with the Maxxis tires. And we're going to go with them in maximum size. Well, yeah, you know what? We're going all out on almost everything else. We might as well. The gooseneck hitch is there, but just so you guys know, in order to use the gooseneck hitch on the 2017 L400, you must have the IR gooseneck pack downloaded, installed, and enabled. So now we're going to move over to the visual aspect of things. I'm just going to do the, let's see, the dual 45 degrees. I don't know. We'll actually do the axle dump so it doesn't, like, go right up in my face. Now, we're going to avoid the dually fenders for right now, and we'll throw the steps on just to do it, and we'll put a Limes grill on there. And let's see, aftermarket lights, and we'll do the, just pretty much the black version of that wheel. And we'll paint this one red, and we'll leave the garage. So this is going to be our competition spec for the 2017 L400. And like I said before, even though we have the short lift, it's not all that short when you actually put it in high mode. So if we do want to do anything mud related, which of course mud will be a part of this test, we're going to run this thing in high mode. But just so we don't end up with any confusion, the truck is going to be in its at-rest position in low mode. So we're going to go ahead and shut that one off. And now it's time to build the original L400. Now, the original L400 is an incredible truck, an absolutely incredible truck, and Limes did an amazing job with it. This is really the first mod that, like, kind of pushed his mods out there. And this thing, as of filming this video, I believe, has something like 150,000 current subscribers or something like that. Some wild, mind-blowing number. So we're going to go with the bulletproof engine tune. Gearbox-wise, we got the Speedy Speed Bullet, and we're going to do the mid-lifted. Now, the mid-lifted, okay, this is where it gets a little bit weird. We have mid-lifted and mid-lifted flex. We're going to do mid-lifted because on the 2017 L400, the flex setup is basically its own thing, so that's why we're going to run the mid-lift and avoid the flex setup for this one. I feel like that might unbalance the competition a little bit. Now, as far as the tire setup and compound that we're going to use on this one, let's see. I feel like the best setup to use for us here is going to probably end up being, it needs to be something that can work in all-round conditions. So, for this guy, we're actually going to use the standard tire setup, which kind of resembles a Mickey Thompson Baja MTZ, like, to a degree, and, of course, has the Method wheels. Now, we'll see when we get outside the garage how close this tire size is to the other tires, but we're not going to see that quite yet. So, this is actually going to get we'll probably give this one, actually, gold wheels, and we'll give this one kind of a lighter blue. Looks really, really good. And now we can line this guy up next to the 2017 L400, which is, wow, a lot bigger. Like, a lot bigger. Now, granted, this one does not have adjustable suspensions, or active suspensions, I should say. But still, I mean, you're still dealing with some really, really formidable trucks. Let's go ahead and line these guys up. We're going to run the original L400 first in 3, 2, 1, go! Throw it in high, and it is ripping. Remember, this is the maximum engine tune and the fast transmission tune as well, and it absolutely obliterates each and every one of those 3 mud pits. Completely just destroys them. Absolutely destroys them. So we're going to go ahead and stop this guy right here, and now we're going to switch into the 2017 L400, fire it up. And we're not even going to lift the suspension up. I mean, it's so much higher than the other one to begin with. 3, 2, 1, drop it and go. Wow, it feels faster, that's for sure. Dude, it absolutely just tears through this mud. Although it was actually, whoa, all right. It performed similarly in the final mud pit, but then towards the end, it launched itself out, like absolutely, completely, like rocketed itself out of the mud pit as a whole. Now it's time for the obstacle course. Now on the obstacle course, it's going to be very interesting to see which one of these rigs comes out on top. And of course, we will be taking a look at the times from both of these trucks. So let's grab the original L400, we'll back it up, and we'll move it around to the beginning of the test track. And just to kind of match it a little bit better to the other rig, I would like to have a tiny bit more ground clearance, just a little bit more, because the bumper height on the other truck is so much higher. What about the normal lift? Wow, that doesn't even actually bring it up all that much, but it does give it just a little bit more. Not a ton more, but a little bit more. So 3, 2, actually, we're not even gonna do that. We've got a timer for that. And go! Come on! Let's see what kind of time we get. Now, this truck was very well balanced from the get-go. It was a very well put together truck, and even the standard suspension lifts that aren't necessarily flex tunes still have a great amount of flex, and they perform really, really nicely over various terrain. So let's make our way over these log piles, getting into the power, and actually this thing lands so well. Look at that. It's almost like it hovers above those logs. It's like it tiptoes over the top of the logs. Really impressive performance out of the original L400. And really, even though this mod is technically old in terms of, like, comparison to the new mods that are out, still, I mean, it doesn't feel like it drives like an old mod. This is still, to this day, one of the best driving SnowRunner mods I have ever used. Absolutely, 100% without a shadow of a doubt. Whoa! Come on. Now, this section is weird. It does create some weird performance in certain vehicles, but this thing, wow, it's absorbing the bumps and the logs, the ruts really, really well. Really well, and it's not getting out of shape either. We only just crossed over a minute on the clock, and that is incredible considering where we are on the course. Again, amazing performance through the barrels, and then up and over the little balance obstacle. Bruh, stuck on the axles. My bad on that one. It's all right. We got a little bit of body damage, but we're going to go ahead and push on up the rock hill. Hopefully we don't run into any issues here. Easy, easy, easy. God, the damping on this thing is an absolute masterclass in how a truck should perform, though. This is amazing in terms of the damping tuning. I absolutely just cannot get over the time and effort that was put into it. Let's send this jump and see what happens. Wow, so level, dude, and no landing damage. No landing damage at all. That is amazing. All right, onto the bridges now. Such an incredibly fast truck, but it can be used for everything from racing like this to pulling gigantic trailers. The possibilities with this truck are absolutely endless, completely. All right, sending it back into automatic mode, 7th gear, round the corner. The handling is awesome. See if it stays pretty level. Landing in high, absorbing every bit of the impact and making its way down through the rock quarry. Wow, not even a hint of it wanting to slow down. Not even a remote hint of it wanting to slow down. Wow. That is absolutely incredible. All right, easy. Now the balance obstacle towards the end, this should be pretty well spaced for that. I don't really have any worries or concerns about it, but let's see. Yeah, it's definitely going to do all right, and if I end up, like, falling in the mud there, that's completely on me. No excuse for that. Find your landings. I'm being a little bit more reserved through here because I really don't want to flip it towards the end. Just crossed the 3-minute mark. It's doing extremely well. Jumping a bit of the rocks. Launching through in high. Oh, starting to stall out there. Let's not let it do that. Come on, there you go. Getting into the power and across the line. with a time of 3 minutes and 17 seconds. 3 minutes and 17 seconds. That's quite the time to beat. Let's see what the 2017 L400 can do on the obstacle course. Firing it up in 3, 2, 1, start up. All right. Now, as far as the lap time goes, we've got our current best of 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Let's see if we can beat that in 3, 2, 1, go. Gets off the line like a beast. Absolutely just rockets off the line. That suspension travel is incredible. And of course, we have these bigger Maxxis tires, which aren't completely fair. But then again, at the end of the day, they didn't really give me the option of matching the tire size for the original L400 unless we went with a dedicated mud compound, which I didn't really want to do considering the fact that we were going to be using these trucks on a variety of obstacles and not just in the mud. So up and over the logs, that completely just jumps it. It doesn't even remotely think about it. The weight balance is incredible. It lands jumps so beautifully. Right now, we're already only at 40 seconds on the clock coming up to the log obstacles, and as long as we don't mess this up, we should have a blistering lap time on our hands. Amazing performance over the logs. It acts like they're not even there. The damping tuning on this thing is absolutely like of another planet, 100%. Come on. Jumping all the way over that, although we kind of bounced off the second line of barrels, which really isn't the best way to go about doing things, but we just crossed over the 1 minute mark and we're already at the top of the rock hill. About to go down through these rock channels here at the bottom of the muddy log-covered hill. There you go, trying to maintain speed without rolling over. Sending it for the jump. Lifting off the throttle, getting back on it again. Save that rollover. Oh! Come on. All right. We had to save that rollover, and I didn't want to use a winch to do it. I wanted to use throttle control to do it, but we lost some time doing that. And if we had backed up right then and there, it would have been game over for us, and we would have flipped it. So I'm really glad I didn't choose to back up. Now, let me see if I can ease my way across here. Now, the wider track width of the 2017 L400 could be a little bit of an issue on these bridges because these bridges are about the width of what this thing is comfortable on. All right, fully sent. Come on. Here, whoa. That higher ride height definitely makes it a little bit sketchier around high-speed turns, though. Don't flip it. Catch it in high. Ooh, a little bit more top-heavy than the original L400, I've got to say. But once again, that's the trade-off of having the higher ride height, which there's pluses and minuses to that for sure. Making your way through the rock garden. There we go. Put it back in automatic mode because I didn't want to send it around this corner in high. I definitely would have flipped if I had done that. Just crossed the 2.5 minute mark. 3:17 to beat. This is going to be down to it, that's for sure. Gonna have to be very careful through here because if I fall off of this, it's completely on me. All right, full send. Full send. 2 minutes, 47 seconds. Let's go. Come on, 17 L400. I believe in you, my dude. Come on. 253. Holy moly, this is going to be right down to it. Wow. Try not to flip it. Modulating the throttle. Don't you dare flip it at the end. And full boost across the line for a 3 minute, 6 second lap time. That is absolutely incredible, guys. And honestly, at the end of the day, both of these trucks are tremendous in terms of performance. Both of these trucks could be thrown at almost any obstacle and just go right through it, just obliterate it. And really, at the end of the day, you cannot go wrong with either one of these as your choice. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.